Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they're the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
Good morning, and thank you for joining this year's Petra Scheme Members Conference to discuss what has happened over the past year when it comes to the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme for Tier 2 and the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme. Now, it's 10 a.m. here in Accra, Ghana, and we know that our audience and scheme members are not just here in Ghana. So I'd like to greet our audience. If you're watching us from Dubai, it's 2 p.m. in Dubai. It's 11 a.m. both in Nigeria and in the UK, and it is 6 a.m. Happy early morning to our viewers who are from New York and the USA. We know that when it comes to pension scheme, it's not only Ghanaians that join. That's why we wanted to introduce anybody else who's also joining us and watching either the live session or the playback sometime later. My name is Sarah Nakoko-Etaria Ayi, and I will be your moderator for this session. Now, going through the things that we'll be discussing this morning, we'll be welcoming you, our guests, as we've already done, and we'll be introducing the Board of Trustees, the people behind the decision making when it comes to the safety and the preservation of your funds as well as its growth. So we're looking at the trustees behind the scheme, and then we'll take the opening remarks from the chairman. We'll move on to the investment strategy and outlook. Yes, it's been a tumultuous 2022, and I trust you may have felt it personally. So we're looking at the things that Petra is putting in place to ensure that you're protected on all fronts. And then we'll go to listen to our auditors. So independently, everything that will be said here today, our auditors will either confirm or deny it in the auditor's opinion and report to come. After that, we trust that you know Petra is committed to excellence, and we like to be compliant in all things. And so we'll have the regulator give us a few goodwill messages from the Deputy CEO of the MPRA. We'll move into some new initiatives, things that went on last year, and things that we're doing to ensure that your stay or your contributions are protected, so that when you sleep, you know that you are just one step away from a very, very secured retirement. So thank you very much for joining. We would love for the session to be interactive. So please leave your questions, your comments. If you're on Microsoft Teams, in the chat boxes, or on YouTube, Petra Achieve, you can leave your questions there, and do be try and reference your name. We know you're not called anonymous, so we'd like to address you appropriately when it comes to the Q&A session. So on to the profiles of our Board of Trustees for the Petra Advantage, which is Tier 2, and the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme, which is Tier 3. So for the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme, the chairman of the trust board is Mr. Chris Hammond. Now, Mr. Chris Hammond is the deputy managing director here at Petra Trust. He joined Petra from Aero Contractors Company, Nigeria, where he served as the chief finance officer. Now, in his position, he oversaw ACN's finance, purchasing and information and computer technologies, and was central to the company's strategy and business development. Now, prior to that, he headed the telecommunications, media, and technology coverage practice within Oceanic Capital Company Limited, which is a limited investment banking group. And also, he joined Oceanic Capital from Credit Suisse Securities, where he served as an investment banker in New York, USA. Now, as part of his very, very vast experience, and also when it comes to his education, he graduated with a Bachelor of Engineering, highest honors in electrical engineering from Georgia Institute of Technology, and he also holds a master's degree in electrical and computer engineering from the same university. He also holds an MBA from the Sloan School of Management of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I'll take that one again. He holds an MBA from the Sloan School Management of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Moving on to the independent trustee, or otherwise known as the policeman when it comes to the scheme, we have Mr. Kweku Osai-Brenu. Now, Mr. Kweku Brenu is an esteemed alumnus of the University of Ghana, the premier university, and holds a distinguished legal career, having been admitted to the Ghana bar in 1978. Now, his professional journey commenced with a stint at the State Insurance Company before embarking on a path of private practice. Presently, he serves as the principal associate at the renowned law firm of Kweku Brenu & Co., which boasts of offices in both Accra and Takoradi. Now, as part of his legal practice, and within also that sphere of legal practice, and the firm under his guidance primarily specializes in commercial and corporate law, focusing on pivotal areas such as mining, manufacturing, and infrastructure development. Now, beyond his legal career and the regular things he does in the legal world, he previously held membership in the Association of the London Courts of International Arbitration and the Governing Council of the International Planned Parenthood Federation, IPPF, both situated in London. He's also was similarly affiliated with the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana. And beyond his professional engagements, Mr. Brenu has dedicated significant efforts to philanthropic endeavors, serving as the honorary legal counsel of the IPPF and eventually ascending to the esteemed position of the president of the Africa Region of the Federation, headquartered in Kenya, Nairobi. You're very much welcome, Mr. Brenu, to the annual general meeting.
Thank you very much.
So move on to the Tier 3 trustees. So the Tier 3 trustee of the scheme is Mr. Eric Otu. Now, Mr. Eric Otu brings experience in finance, strategy, and operations to the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme. He started his career as an actuarial associate at Towers Watson Consulting on pensions and retirement programs. Now, he's also worked at McKinsey, New York's office as a consultant. And after McKinsey coming to Ghana, he worked at Guinness Ghana Limited, where he was an executive member of the national management team and was responsible for the strategy and commercial route to market functions. He also managed the spirits business of the company with P&L responsibilities for leading brands such as Johnny Walker, Bailey's, Ciroc, and Smirnoff, and other local brands such as Origin. I'm sure some of you are very happy hearing that. So, continuing his career, currently what Mr. Eric Otu does is that he's the managing director of the Ghana Amalgamated Trust, the GAT Fund, where he implemented and led a program to recapitalize some indigenous banks and currently supports their business transformation to improve governance, management capabilities, and performance in order to create value. Now, he received an MBA from Harvard Business School and is a chartered financial analyst, a certified management accountant, and a certified financial manager. Mr. Otu completed his O&A levels at St. Augustine's College, Cape Coast, prior to attending Grinnell College, I'm sure I got that right, Grinnell College in the US, for his undergraduates double major in economics and computer science. There's a lot of computer science and technology and electrical engineering on the board. Mr. Otu, you're very much welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Now, to the Paps trustee, or the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme for the Tier 2 trustee on the board, we have Mr. Eric Japanin.
Daniel.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Mr. Daniel Japanin.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Daniel Japanin holds a Bachelor of Commerce, MBA Finance, Chartered Accountant, and is a member of the ICAG Advanced Diploma in Management Accounting, SIMA. He is the Group Financial Controller of the Tobinco Group of Companies. Now, before joining Tobinco Group of Companies in 2018, he was the Acting General Manager Finance for Bulk Oil Storage Transportation Bust in 2017. And he was also the Acting General Manager Finance for the Tema Oil Refinery from 2015 to 2016. He has 21 years working experience, 2 years of travel and 2 years of experience in the travel and tour industry, and 16 years of experience in the oil industry, and has been part of the Tobinco family, predominantly a pharmaceutical industry and pharmaceutical company since July 2018. He holds a bachelor's degree in commerce from the University of Cape Coast and an executive master's degree in finance from the University of Ghana. I think University of Ghana is really winning here. So the Premier University. Mr. Japanese is also a chartered accountant and a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants at Ghana, ICAG. He also holds an advanced diploma in management accounting from the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, SIMA. He's also a certified pensions trustee with enormous experience in pensions management over the years. He specializes in financial analysis, budgeting, working capital management, and debt restructuring. He also has rich experience in organizational structuring, restructuring, and people management. Furthermore, he has an interest in the development and implementation of transformational strategies, and most importantly, he's a Christian and is a marriage counselor that has so much interest in marriage and family life matters. Mr. Daniel Jaffini, you're very much welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all trustees. I trust that we would have a very good time, and then we'll also be able to update our members on everything that has gone on despite all the challenges. So we'll move on straight ahead to the chairman's address, and we'll have Mr. Chris Hammond, who is the chairman of the board of trustees for both the tier 2 and the tier 3 schemes here at Petra, give us that address.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you for joining us for the 2023 annual general meeting of members of the Petra Advantage and Petra Opportunity Pension Schemes. As trustees, we are ultimately responsible for the governance and administration of the schemes, and we do not take this responsibility lightly, as our decisions affect the livelihood of our scheme members both at retirement and before they retire in the case of Tier 3. For this reason, we strive that you, our scheme members, get great returns, but also that you get great service in every interaction. As part of this, I believe that the direct communication between scheme members in a forum like this that allows you to hear us and us to hear from you is critical. On this program today, you'll hear from some of the leaders tasked with giving you the very best service in the industry, bar none. Our next speaker will give you in-depth details of the scheme's performance, outlook, and portfolio strategies, and you will have the opportunity to ask questions. Before that, however, I'd like to give you a few details on the two schemes. I'll preface my comments on the schemes by acknowledging the market conditions and competitive environment we witnessed in 2022. 2022 presented us all with heightened uncertainty in the local economy, especially in regards to Government of Ghana bonds, and an unfavorable global economic environment triggered by the war in Ukraine and its impact on inflation in our nation, as well as across the globe. It's important to note that in the context of an investment landscape where the value of financial securities fell significantly and many investments in Ghana lost value, your schemes not only maintained their values but also managed to grow. The Petra Advantage and Petra Opportunity Pension Schemes also showed remarkable operational resilience in contrast to other local investments in their ability to maintain their service commitments to you, our customers, throughout the liquidity challenges that 2022 brought us. As we come out of our current crisis, we are optimistic for the investment outlook and look forward to returning to better investment results as we are already showing in the current year. With that, I'll now highlight the performance of our two schemes in 2022. Scheme performance for Petra Advantage Pension Scheme. The Petra Advantage Pension Scheme grew from 1.226 billion Ghana cedis in assets under management at the beginning of the year 2022 to 1.611 billion Ghana cedis as of December 31st, 2022. We started the year with 246,901 customers and have added 36,218 more customers, bringing the total number of customers to 281,095 active customers as of December 2022. There were 2,024 exits from the scheme for various reasons, and these reasons can be found on page 4 of the audited financial statement circulated. The scheme generated a net return of 16.86% for the year 2022, and the performance compared unfavorably against the average 91-day Treasury bill of 23.9%. Scheme performance for the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme. The Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme grew from 922 million Ghana cedis in assets under management at the beginning of the year 2022 to 962 million Ghana cedis as of 31st December 2022. We started the year with 39,889 active customers and added 10,757 more customers, bringing the total number of customers to 48,092 active customers as of December 22. There were 2,554 exits from the scheme for various reasons, and these reasons again can be found on page 6 of the audited financial statements circulated. The scheme ended the year 2022 with a return of 8.78%, and the performance did not compare favorably against the average 91-day Treasury bill return of 23.9%. To conclude, we trustees express our gratitude for the trust and confidence you placed in us as your trustees. We will continue to focus first on protecting the assets that you have placed in our care, while looking for any and all opportunities to generate great investment performance. We will do this while ensuring the delivery of quality services and convenience for you through our various initiatives, which will be discussed in more details during this event. Thank you all for your presence and your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Are there any sentiments around trustees you want to add? If there's none, we'll just move on. And thank you so much for your speech. And as you have heard from the chairman, once the chairman has spoken, there's nothing more to be said. He's acknowledged that in the year, market conditions were very, very dire. And even within that, Petra returned around 16% for the Tier 2 scheme. And when you compare it to Treasury bill, you might not say it's a great performance, but we'd hear from the portfolio and investment team, and that would let you understand why maybe you shouldn't only be chasing returns, but the other initiatives that were placed in. And borrowing the last words of the chairman, from growing the scheme from a 1.2 billion, especially for Tier 2, because we'll be discussing Tier 2 in a subsequent session, to 1.6 billion Ghana cedis, there has been some significant growth in the size or the assets under management from the scheme, with approximately over 280,000 members at the end of the 31st December 2022. And in his final words, we'll be protecting the assets in our care and also growing the scheme funds through diversification. We'll take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll be taking the scheme outlook as well as the strategy for the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme, which is the Tier 2 scheme. Thank you very much.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
We wake up and we are young. We have time. We say. Then, here comes the 20s and the 30s. We are married, baby number 1 arrived, and 2, oh no, nothing saves those struggling hand to mouth. And then, one day we wake up and 60 is here. And nothing's been achieved.
Don't get caught in the cycle. Take your first step to a secured financial future with Petra. Call Petra today for your free advisory session on 024 243 5037. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Hello and welcome back from that short break. So as we said, we'll be taking the scheme's investment strategy, performance and outlook for the Tier 2 scheme, which at Petra here is called the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme. And the head of portfolio management here at Petra, Miss Yvonne Buliga, will be taking on. Now, Yvonne is a very powerful woman, so she manages that whole 1.6 billion Ghana cedis, and we'll be hearing from her. And then afterwards, we'll take the auditor's opinion just to verify everything Yvonne is saying. So, Yvonne, you're very much welcome.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for the kind introduction.
All right, kindly take us away with that.
Thank you. So, as Sarah mentioned, my name is Yvonne Buliga, and I head the portfolio management team here at Petra. Our primary focus or our primary goal is to make sure that we grow your funds in the best way possible, taking the least risk available. So I'm going to take you through the activities of the fund for the year 2022. So the fund grew by about 32% during the year to arrive at a total value of around 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. When you look at how much the fund grew over the year, it represents about 385 million Ghana cedis. The fund has various service providers who render services to it, and for these service providers, the fees that they charge total about 2% of the scheme. In 2022, the fund was fully compliant with the regulatory guidelines as well as the international financial reporting standards, as my auditors here will be able to attest to. Now moving on to the most interesting part of this discussion, I'd like to take us down memory lane. Last year was a really tough year, and I think for every one of us, we somehow felt it in our pockets. Unfortunately, the scheme was also not an alien to these challenges that we all faced last year. What this meant for not just the scheme, but for all pension schemes, was for us to change our approach to how we actually manage funds. So when it comes to the management of funds, most of us know about returns, that, once I'm giving my money to someone, you have to give me a good return. But that is not the only objective when it comes to management of funds. There are other objectives. Some could include you strategically positioning funds so that you can be able to benefit, not in the immediate term, but at a future term. Or even just putting funds together and putting certain positions and investments in place to ensure that as and when you need your money as well, it is available. I think globally, not just in Ghana as well, globally, it was really tough. So you notice that there were some people, even if we come down to our home, that's in Ghana, where last year when they needed their funds, they could not even get access to it. But I think I can confidently say that for us here, it wasn't a difficulty. Anyone who needed their funds was able to get it as and when they requested for it. So as a result of all of these active management approaches that we had to take during the year for the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme, there's a little price that we had to pay. We were not only focusing on just getting returns as well, we're looking at preserving your funds, as well as also getting you some income, and also ensuring that whenever I needed your funds as well, you would be able to get it. And all of these came in to give us a result of a return of 16.86% for the year. Looking forward, like I've already started to discuss or mention here, our approach is going to be a little different. We started adopting this at the start of last year. We are not only going to be focusing on just maximizing returns, we're also going to be looking at having a more balanced approach when it comes to spreading risks. So even getting access to your money is a risk. So when it comes to the risks that the schemes face, we are adopting a more balanced form of this to ensure that at the end of the day, your funds are fully safeguarded with us. Thank you for keeping your trust in us.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. And as we can see, there's a lot of diversification and protection of your funds over the period. And as she has reiterated what the chairman said, the return on the scheme was around 16.86%. There were a lot of risks that the scheme was not alien to, but in all of that, when it came to liquidity challenges, none of them were things that you could mention in Petra. We're going to go straight to our auditor from BNA Chartered Accountants, Mr. Maxwell Kujo, right? And just to confirm, did anyone put a gun to your head to come and say anything you're going to say here? No. So this is an unbiased, perfect opinion, independent.
Sure.
So please, you can run us through your opinion for the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme.
Thank you. My name is Maxwell Kujo from BNA Chartered Accountants. And this is the presentation of the Independent Auditors Report to the members of the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme. With your permission, I'd like to read, to ignore the trustees' responsibilities and the auditor's responsibilities. Now, reports on the audit of the scheme's financial statements. We have audited the financial statements of Petra Advantage Pension Scheme for the year ended 31st December 2022. The audited financial statements of the scheme comprises the statement of net assets available for benefits, the statement of changes in net assets available for benefits, the statement of movements in net assets available for benefits, the statement of cash flows for the period then ended, and the notes to the financial statement, which include a summary of significant accounting policies stated therein. Opinion on the scheme's financial statements. In our opinion, the financial statements audited by us fairly and in all material respects represents the true and fair position of the disposition of its assets and liabilities as at the dates other than the liabilities to pay the benefits after the year end. The cash flow for the year then ended in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS, and in a manner required by the trustee of the scheme. The National Pensions Act and Act 766 as amended by the National Pensions Act amended and the Occupational Pension Schemes. Basis of the opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with the international standards on auditing. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. We are independent of the scheme in accordance with the International Codes of Ethics for Professional Accountants, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audits of the financial statements. We have fulfilled our other responsibilities under those ethical requirements. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. Reports on other legal and regulatory requirements. The trust deed dated 15th April 2012 and the National Pensions Act require that in carrying out our audits, we consider and report on the matters stated therein. We confirm that the scheme has generally complied with the relevant regulatory requirements. The trustees have performed their duties under the trust deed, and the scheme's investment objectives and other requirements under the National Pensions Act 2008, Act 766, as amended by the National Pensions Act Amendment Act 2014, Act 883, have been complied with. We were independent of the scheme. We audited pursuant to Section 143 of the Companies Act 2019, Act 992. Furthermore, the scheme generally complied with the requirements of the National Pensions Act 2008, Act 766, as amended by the National Pensions Act 2014, Act 883. The engagement partner on the audits resulting in this report is Ebenezer Bacha Nakote, license number ICAGP/1361. For and on behalf of BNA Chartered Accountants, signed BNA Chartered Accountants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maxwell Kujo. So we've heard from the auditor, and it's nice to know that the trustees have discharged all their responsibilities in line with all international standards, as well as every other compliance measure that is required under Act 766 you mentioned and Act 883. So we'll be going for a short break. When we come back, we'll be taking the Tier 3 scheme investment outlook and strategy. Ms. Buliga will still be with us to do that, and then we would have John K. and Associates, John K. & Co. give us the auditor's opinion for the Tier 3 scheme. Do stay tuned.
We wake up and we are young. We have time. We say. Then, here comes the 20s and the 30s. We are married, baby number 1 arrives, and 2, oh no, nothing saves those struggling hand to mouth. And then, one day we wake up and 60 is here. And nothing's been achieved.
Don't get caught in the cycle. Take your first step to a secured financial future with Petra. Call Petra today for your free advisory session on 024-243-5037. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Welcome back from that very short break. We'll be continuing, and as you saw in the Tier 2, Miss Yvonne Buliga, Head of Portfolio Management here at Petra, was here to give us the scheme strategy, investment and performance outlook for Tier 2. So she'll be taking us through the Tier 3 outlook as well. And then we have Mr. Gilbert Lomofio with John K. and Co. to also give us the independent opinion from the auditor who audited the Tier 3 accounts. So Yvonne, will be continuing from where we left off with Tier 2.
Thank you very much, Sarah. So for the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme, if you've been with us from the start of this discussion till now, I'm sure you'll be following the conversations that we've been having. For Petra Opportunity, that's the Tier 3 scheme, you'd notice that the growth was not as significant as the Tier 2. For the first time, we actually saw that all of the contributions that we received in a year, we actually paid out more than that number. And that definitely has implications. Most often than not, if there's any investment fund that has something like this happening to it, they would have to be forced to actually sell some of their investments to be able to create the money or the cash to pay out all of these withdrawals. But I can confidently say that we didn't have to do any of that for the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme. And the result of that you'll see as we go on in this conversation. So at the end of the year, you notice that the total value of the scheme actually increased. It was purely because of the returns that the scheme was making for the year. During the year as well, the scheme was fully compliant with the regulatory guidelines, as well as the international financial reporting standards, as my auditor will be here to also attest to. So similar to what I discussed earlier for the Tier 2 scheme, definitely the approach to how we invested the funds that you've entrusted with us had to change during the year 2022. Tier 3 was rather, the need for cash was really heightened in the Tier 3 scheme, because you notice that unlike the Tier 2 scheme where there are certain conditions under which you can only be able to access your funds, for the Tier 3 scheme, ask them when you can wake up tomorrow and say, I need my money. That is not to say you should come for your money, but you can wake up anytime when you need the money and be able to get access to it. So definitely when it came to the type of investments that we engaged in, we had to ensure that most of it were in those securities that would have been able to help us to quickly, easily and cheaply convert them into cash. So that is how come I'm able to tell you with confidence we managed all of the needs for withdrawals on a week-on-week basis, and I can say with confidence that there was no withdrawal request that came in that required for us to have to sell at very bad prices to impact scheme members. Now once again, when you're looking at liquidity of a scheme, liquidity is basically how easily you can convert your securities into cash. There's a price to pay because the short-term investments that you'd be making will not give you as much return as the longer-term ones. But at the end of the day, what you notice is that you are better off with these short-term investments, because if you are engaged in the longer ones and you had to actually sell, that we made bigger losses for the scheme. But because of this pragmatic approach that we took, we saw it coming to not only preserve your funds during the year. Like I mentioned, most funds actually returned negative when you look at some funds in Ghana and even abroad, the global space. But for us, we were able to not only preserve your money, we actually gave you some return on top of that of around 8% for the schemes. So similar to what we are doing for the Tier 2 scheme, although we've come to see, and I'm sure we all know that the Tier 3 is not the same as the Tier 2, we are still going to ensure that we are balancing the risks with the different investment instruments and types that we participate in for the schemes. There will be more of a shift towards actually ensuring that anytime anyone needs their funds in the Tier 3, the same way we're able to process their withdrawal requests within 3 working days, and that was even the maximum. For some, 1 working day they were getting it, some to 2 working days they were getting it. We are going to still uphold that commitment that we have to you. So thank you very much once again for trusting your funds with us, and we hope to see more of them come in so we can invest them for you.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. She's not only beautiful, as I said in the beginning, she's a very powerful woman. Because in the midst of everything, although the returns for the scheme was 8%, growth went from approximately 922 million to 926 million Ghana cedis. So there was growth. And she did mention that within the period, because of the need for liquidity to pay people and all the other challenges that came in, contributions that went into the scheme, there was more in terms of payout than just the contributions. So it tells you that the growth and then the return and everything that was done was basically purely based from the returns and the investment decisions that were taken. In their strategy, a lot of schemes returned negative returns in the past year, but here at Petra, there was a lot of work to ensure that you don't lose your funds. She did mention the redemption days, 3 working days, and some even got it in 1 day. So amidst all the turmoil and all the uncertainty as to whether I'll get my money or not, you still got your money if you wanted to redeem. And there are more good things that are in store to ensure that funds keep growing at a steady rate. We're looking at a better 2023, I suppose.
Definitely, 2023 is going to be better. So far, so good. We've actually identified some unique opportunities that, because we were the first to the market with, we are the only ones who have that opportunity to actually participate in. And for these opportunities, they actually are going to give us very little risk, little to no risk, but better returns.
Then keep your tier 3. Don't come for it yet, because there are better things that are on the way for you. So we'll take the independent opinion from the auditor, Mr. Gilbert Lemofio, who's joining us from John K. and Co. for the tier 3 scheme. Mr. Lemofio, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So, good morning to all scheme members, and I'll present to you the independent auditor's report on the financial statement of the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme for the year ended 31st December 2022. And the financial statement is actually made up of the statement of changes in net assets available for benefit, statement of net assets available for benefit, statement of movement in net assets available for benefit, the statement of cash flow, as well as the note to the financial statement. And I can say that in our opinion, the financial statement gives a true and fair view of the financial transactions of the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme at 31st December 2022 and the scheme's financial performance and cash flows for the year in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standard and in a manner required by the National Pensions Act 2008, Act 766, and the National Pensions Amendment Act 2014, Act 883, the Occupational and Personal Pension General Regulations 2011, LI 1990. So what it means is that the financial statement complies both with the accounting standard and with the legal requirements as well. Okay. Now, we conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing, and we have a few responsibilities under those standards. We are also mindful of the requirements of the International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants. So all of that came to play in our audit as well. Now, I can say that we obtained all information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the audit. We can also attest that the trustees of the scheme fully complied with the prohibited investment practices stated under Section 35 of the Occupational and Personal Pensions General Regulation 2011. So it means that members should rest assured that for the year ended 31st December 2022, their financial statement give a true and fair view. And I signed the opinion and dated it 31st July 2023 for and on behalf of John K. and Co., whose practice number is ICAG/F/2023/128. So that is the opinion on the financial.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lemofio. He's willing to put his name and his practitioner number behind the audited accounts that are signed. And he has said that this is a true and fair representation of the scheme, having complied with all accounting and legal standards. So be rest assured that your Tier 3 scheme is fully compliant with every Ghanaian international standards that are in the industry. We'll take a quick breather at this point. When we come back, we'll be hosting the Deputy CEO of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority to give us a few goodwill messages. Do stay tuned.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
We wake up and we are young. We have time. We say. Then, here comes the 20s and the 30s. We are married, baby number 1 arrives, and 2, oh no, nothing saves those struggling hand to mouth. And then, one day we wake up and 60 is here. And nothing's been achieved.
Don't get caught in the cycle. Take your first step to a secured financial future with Petra. Call Petra today for your free advisory session on 024 243 5037. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome back. And previously, if you're still watching us, we have had the schemes, investment, performance, and outlook by the portfolio teams, as well as the different auditors coming in and then joining us to also share their independent opinion. Now we're moving to the message from the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, remarks from the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, and we have Mr. David Tete Abe, who is enjoying a very hot cup of tea already. And he will be sharing a few things with us from the National Pensions Regulatory Authority for the schemes. Yeah. So you're welcome to this.
Thank you very much. Animal Trati. Thank you very, very much. Okay. And let me wish your contributors happy. I remember last year I was here and I talked about the Homowo Festival for my people. I just thank God that this year too I'm alive, and there's another Homowo. So I feel happy. I am neighboring now. But I'm not banning now. What you go now? I don't take things for what thing. I feel ni contribution say no ke wo scheme me issue. Ni many buy pension friend what's happy. I may ya ke hewale. Ke jomo. To anu maniaba. Yeah. Thank you very much for having me again. And this year I'm drinking my tea, which means I have progressed from the kenke to tea. But it has been a very difficult year, as we all know. We may have attributed it to so many things, but the government and we, the policymakers, believe that the COVID pandemic and then the Ukraine war brought certain geopolitical challenges that affected Ghana. And for that matter, we had debt sustainability issues that I always say that government on the financial market plays a very critical role as an issuer of securities. At the same time, it also operates as a government of government. So I separate government, the issuer, and then government of government. As the MPRA, we are part of the government of government, where government is making sure that there are regulators that is keeping your money safe and everything that you have put there. Then there's also the government, the issuer, that issues treasury bills, they issue government bonds, which serve as reference bonds for pricing, because we believe that since those bonds are in cedis and government through the Bank of Ghana have the power to print money, we call it fiat currency, because the cedi, we've all in the constitution as citizens, we've given the right to print money to the governor. So if me and you are having a transaction, instead of using barter, we can all accept a certain paper. If you look on the paper, they written of no par value, but it's signed by the governor. So it's an IOU.
A legal tender.
A legal tender by the governor that this service you can take that money. You know, then there's peace. So we all agree that for whatever human effort, we will accept that paper. Now it has challenges. People were talking about the Bank of Ghana losses and things. It's the same thing happening with the haircuts that we experience as a result of the EDP. But now we've turned the corner. Nowadays turning a corner is a political statement. So that's not the one I'm talking about. In the pension space, when this DDEP started, pension funds were exempted. So you go to the market and you have different kinds of bonds. You have the normal one that was issued to the banks and the insurance companies. Then you have another one that was issued for the 59 years and above people. Now you have the one for the pensions. And they all have different characteristics. But the good news to the contributors is that the pension one had the best deal. At least we had an effective yield of more than 21% from the 18.5 average that we're having on the existing portfolio. And it was through hard bargaining by the corporate trustees, by the MPRA, and then by government. So we that's why I said we turn a corner. And now when you hear that the trustees and then the unions have accepted government offer, it's because the effective yield on it is better than what they were having, and also they were able to get the liquidity earlier than anticipated. So I just want to assure you that we are working very hard, and from this month the new bonds, one accepted, will be paid. The coupons will be paid, so there will be liquidity for you. But as long-term investors as you are, please let us also tone down on the withdrawals, because a lot of the time, because of the challenges that we are having in our market, every opportunity to take your money, people take it. And people, I don't say don't spend your money, because if you have money too and you don't spend, it is all good, because to not help the economy to grow. An entrepreneur or an industry somewhere else need you to patronize each product so that they will also grow and increase employment. But if you always keep your money away, you don't spend it also because of the aggregate demand, it will not spare aggregate demand to grow the economy. So I just want to thank you for sticking with the scheme. Very, very good to be in our space. As regulators, will continue to ensure that your retirement security is assured. And come to us anytime at the MPRA with your complaints, with your suggestions, and then we are very open to help you. But for now, please, pension funds within the DEP, we are safe. So you don't need to do panic withdrawals. You don't need to take your money away. Keep it there. Let them invest it for you. Give your suggestions at AGMs like this, and then I believe that we will be able to move this country forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's been very insightful and interesting listening to you, Mr. David Tetiamiabe from the MPRA, Deputy CEO of the MPRA. And as he said, you are safe under the DDEP. I know we've had DDEP part 1, part 2, part 3. It sounds like a Ghanaian movie, but he's assuring that there's a lot of safety given the liquidity that's going to come out of this and also the effective yield of 21%. And topmost, the fact that the pension schemes got the best offer compared to the category 1 to ABC, category 1, 2, 3 bonds that were issued earlier. And so you are safe and your funds are well protected. He did mention that kindly tone down a bit on the redemptions. He's not asking you not to spend your money because that also improves aggregate demand and helps with the improvement of different sectors of the economy. But tone down having a more futuristic view towards your funds. So we'll take a quick breather here. When we come back, we'll be talking about some good things that Petra has put in place just to ensure that while you're saving, you can still enjoy your funds and still be using them for other things. So stick and stay with us. And do keep your questions coming in. We'll take them at the Q&A session. Thank you.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
We wake up and we are young. We have time. We say. Then, here comes the 20s and the 30s. We are married, baby number 1 arrived, and 2, oh no, nothing saves those struggling hand to mouth. And then, one day we wake up and 60 is here. And nothing's been achieved.
Don't get caught in the cycle. Take your first step to a secured financial future with Petra. Call Petra today for your free advisory session on 024 243 5037. Petra, achieve more.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they're the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Back from that break. We trust you didn't miss us too much. Now we're going to be moving to some initiatives that Petra has put in place for you and some very good news and goodies. Even if you see the people that are on the set today, you realize that they're really bearers of good news, more or less like Santa Claus. So we'll be talking about some great things that are coming your way. And just to remind you, the session is very interactive. We are drawing towards the end. So please leave your questions or your comments or your concerns in our chat boxes and we will address them accordingly. Now to introduce my lovely, sharply looking guest today, we have Mr. Kennedy Smith, who is the head of institutional business for pensions here at Petra. Kennedy, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And the ever beautiful Miss Judy Chinnery, head of customer experience here at Petra. Judy, you're welcome.
Thank you, Sarah.
So we're going to start off with Judy, who will be taking us through some customer initiatives to improve your experience, and then Ken will also bring us some great news on what you should expect in a couple of weeks or months, or even immediately what's happening here at Petra. So Judy, please take us away.
Thank you once again, Sarah. I'd like to first of all greet all of our cherished customers who have taken time off their busy schedule to join us on this year's annual general meeting. Over the past year, we've been looking at a lot of your feedback, and based on that, we have redesigned most of our products to improve your experience. So today I'll walk us through some of the changes that we have made on our part, and I'd like to start with the Easy Loan products, Easy Loan product. So the Easy Loan product is a product designed to safeguard your investments for those of you on the Tier 2 and the Tier 3 pension scheme, and even our savings booster customers. It's designed to safeguard your contributions so that you keep focusing and saving towards your goal, which is mostly retirement for those of you on the Tier 2 scheme. The Petra Advantage pension scheme is designed to help you access short-term financial service or financing for your goals or your immediate needs while you keep saving for your long-term needs. And what is new about the product? Previously, we only had 2 partners offering loans on the product. Now we have more than 2, we have 4, and there are more coming. Previously, we had Leshego and the Women's World Banking, but today we have on board, you realize we have Renmo, we had Consumer Bureau, we have Leshego still there. So, and in addition to that, we have gained, with multiple partners comes competitive interest rates. So today you can access as low as 1.8% per month on your loan. If you need financing, the right place to come really is Petra. Secondly, your loan repayment period has improved from 12 months to 24 months. That gives you flexibility in your payments. Thirdly, the turnaround time for processing is even shorter. You can get your loan within as short as 24 hours. So you make a request by close of day. If you have everything intact, you have your money in your hands. So that should tell you that if you have immediate need for financing, you don't need to go in and take money from your tier 3, which is where some people would think of coming to and pay the tax associated with it. Leave your money, let it go for your retirement, and come for ease loan, which is processed conveniently within 24 hours. Second, last but not I'd like to talk about the multiple service providers. I've mentioned Consumer Bureau, I've mentioned CDSPay, I've mentioned Renmo, and then Leshego. Last but not the least, the exciting thing about EaseLoan this time around, or this year, and I think that's what I found most exciting about the improvements that we made to the product, is you can access more than your account balance. You can access way above your account balance this time. And we have one of our service providers, being Renmo, offering you unsecured loan. So even if you are not in the tier 3 scheme today, tier 2 customer, we have plans underway to bring you an unsecured loan, so you are not left out. So EaseLoan is definitely the product for you if you need a short-term financing for an immediate goal without interfering with your long-term investments.
Nice. That's amazing. So even for you tier 2 customers that are watching, there's actually plans underway, and not, as you said, political long in the pipeline kind of. You're seeing your tier 2 and you're wondering, so I'm going to have to wait for 30 extra years to access this. Well, there are plans to ensure that you can secure a loan using your tier 2 very soon. And I like the fact that it comes just at 1.8% interest, as low as 1.8% interest for the current providers, 24 months. So look, as for 24 months, just pay 1.8% and leave your tier 3 without having to pay tax on it to secure or to take care of your short-term financing needs. And so that's amazing, Judy. I really love that. I'm sure you can all interact with us. There'll be links available in the chat boxes where you can click on and be able to chat with the rep if you want to take advantage of these. But are there other things that you're looking at aside that in customer experience, customer service week?
Right. Last year we spoke about the Achieve app. This year it even gets more exciting. We are offering you more on the Achieve app. For the new joiners of the scheme, I'd like to talk to you about Achieve App a little. So Achieve App is a digital platform that brings a lot of service providers, in fact licensed one for the security of your funds. A lot of service providers who offer financial products are on the app. You can buy your products there. You don't need to leave your home to access financial services anymore. From the comfort of your palm, you can download the app, you sign on, and you would access products starting from DigiSave, our very old DigiSave, that allows you, it's a short-term savings product that allows you to save towards your short-term financial needs. We also have MoneySafe. What MoneySafe does for you is it allows you to buy T-bills. So previously, when you want to buy T-bills, you know how you have to go to the bank or financial services provider, go and fill long forms and all that. Achieve takes all that away. Just sit in the comfort of your home, take your phone, download the app, and then buy T-bills from home.
Nice.
Over the years, customers have also told us that they want foreign denominated investments, given all that's happened with our currency in our country. So it has come. Eurobond Trust is also here. You can take advantage of that to invest in dollar denominated investments. We have also worked on the user interface of the app to enhance the user experience for all of the people who are signed on to the app. Last but not least, for those of you whose employers are running their payroll on Achieve Payroll, you can access your account on the employee SS via web. So if you don't want to do it on your phone, or you don't have space on your phone, given the apps that we all have on our phone, you can access Achieve app on your web.
Nice.
Right.
So then you have people. So I really, I think that people, you shouldn't really be missing out on this, because if you're looking for dollar-denominated investments, aside the fact that Petra has a lot of other CD investments like the DigiSave or T-bills, and you feel like you're an international person, you don't want to buy things or make investments in CD again, there's a Eurobond trust fund on the Achieve app she's talking about, where you can actually invest your funds in foreign-denominated securities and benefit from the ups and the rises when it comes to currency differentials. So this is amazing. You talked about the Achieve payroll as well, where people can use the application to secure some ESS functionalities.
Yes.
All those things.
So you can access your pay slip if you are on there, your employer is using it for their payroll. Yes, it's very, very convenient.
I don't know what
and
you're
I think
waiting for.
just to add on to that, you can also access salary boosts.
Okay.
For those, it's a payroll-backed loan that's available for those who are on the Achieve app, whose employees are using it for their payroll, the Achieve payroll. You can access salary boost. So you need a short-term loan. You can access up to twice your net salary as a loan facility on there. No need to bring a lot of documentation. It's a very easy process. You apply. As early as 24 hours, you will get your loan.
Christmas really came early. So if you're on the Achieve payroll app and you're using the Achieve app, there's also a salary boost product there where you can use that to secure a salaried loan and up to 2 times the amount. So if you don't want to do the other loan processes and the rent moves and the other things she's spoken about, you can actually achieve that. So, and I'm sure this can be downloaded easily from either Play Store or the Apple Store.
You don't fill hard copy forms. It's all a digital process, and money is paid to you via your bank account, or
your Momo. So if you're, I know we've had different webinars. People are talking about the fact that my employer, why should my employer know this and that and that? Well, go and download the app, and you wouldn't have your employer knowing you're signing any forms whatsoever. This is a great initiative from Petra, and I'm sure there's more that Kennedy can add to it.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Sarah. When I was entering, someone mentioned my name, and I thought he was calling another person. He said, "Mr. Good News." And I think Judy has started with the good news. Special greetings to all my contact persons, accountants, HR managers, directors who have been supporting us through managing your pension scheme for you. We are really grateful with your services and attention you give us when we call on you. So yes, Sarah, there are more good news, and I'd like to start with something that we spoke about last year. We launched the retirement planning campaign somewhere in December last year, when the whole DDEP conversation started. We thought it wise that we need to get close to the individuals, as the scheme members. So we, in addition to the retirement planning, we added what we call the financial planning. That is broadening the knowledge and getting people to understand how they can manage their money whilst they are actively working and preparing for their retirement. To the glory of God, we were able to hold about 73 sessions with 73 clients across the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme and the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme. We interacted with over 3,000 individuals, and I can say that the feedback we are getting from the knowledge that we shared has been very valuable, where people were rushing to go and take their funds because of the fear of getting haircuts and all that. Exactly. So today we can see that a lot of people didn't withdraw their monies, and they kept their money, and they are seeing the growth in their scheme, and this is what knowledge can do. So what we are saying is that the financial planning, the retirement planning campaign is still on. If you want to understand how you manage your daily income, your inflows that you get from your job, and how you manage your cash flows in terms of the expenses that you make on daily basis, please call on us. You can reach out to our customer service line or the relationship management, any of your relationship managers, through your accountants or your HR managers. Then they will invite the relationship managers and officers to come in and have a session with you. If you want to have a personalized conversation as well, our retail financial advisors are also available to walk you through. Keep in mind that having knowledge on your investments is better than the interest that you will earn on your money. It's very, very key. This is one famous quote that was made by Benjamin Franklin. And I believe that if you have money at hand, you can either misuse it or make it work for you. What we are saying is I want to share knowledge with you to help your money to work for you. All right. Moving on that, the biggest good news that we have for all our scheme members, both tier 2 and tier 3, is that today, if you have your tier 2 and tier 3, you can access a home. Yes, you heard it right. You can have your own keys. You can become a landlord. This is because Petra has put together a product called Easy Homes. Everything is easy. You heard easy loans, and what we are saying is that you can easily also acquire a home by using your tier 2 or your tier 3 balances. What does this Easy Homes does for you? It basically gives you the opportunity not to rent again. All right, instead of always paying rent on 2-year basis or 1-year basis, it can become costly, and we think that the opportunity is here for you to what? Own your own house. And also, you don't need down payment in order to acquire a home by using your tier 2 or tier 3. I'll get to how you can explore any of the options that we've made available as of today. One of the benefits also that you can also get for acquiring the Easy Home through the Petra schemes, any of the schemes that you are on, is that you don't need to touch your pension funds. I know a lot of us are nearing or have reached the 10-year mark where we are eager to come and take our tier 3 funds. The good news is that if you keep your tier 3 funds and you don't withdraw, you have two options. You get the opportunity to acquire a home earlier than you getting when you go on retirement. And the second option is that you can squander your money if you come for your
Which is the most likely option.
You understand? So your eagerness of taking your money, Petra is always ready to pay whenever you put in the request. But what we are saying is that there is a better option, and that alternative is that talk to any of our advisors or relationship managers or officers, and let's put you on a plan in order for you to acquire your own home. And that is what I want to emphasize on. Now, how to go around this is that the first option is that you can acquire the home outright. If you have your funds, your money in your tier 2, tier 3, and it can acquire the house, you don't need to even look for mortgage or any other funding. You can get outright purchase. And once your funds can acquire that, immediately we hand over your keys, you go into your home, whilst your pension funds continue to work for you. The other alternatives that you have is that probably your tier 2 funds, you work for 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, and your tier 2 funds or tier 3 funds cannot assess the cost of the home. What we can do is that as part of the plan, we can help you to acquire a mortgage. And we've spoken with a lot of banks. We've had agreements with about 2 of them, Fidelity and APSA, and they are giving very competitive rates. It will amaze you that some of them are even giving as low as 20.9% annually. Yes, below the reference rate. You understand? And it is because of the conversation we have had with them. We believe that people need to assess their home at a very cheaper rate. And that is the reason why we've decided to take this up and do this on your behalf. We don't lend money. Don't get it wrong. We don't lend money. We can't use your pension funds to pay homes for you. We leverage on the banks that they have the mandate to lend money, and we try and negotiate rates and good terms for your sake. So all you need to do is that express interest, and let's put you on a plan so that you'll be able to acquire your home before you go on retirement. We also have a personalized home planning, and as I've been saying, if for example maybe you have funds available elsewhere and you don't know how to even convert that into an asset in terms of acquiring your own home, that is what we are proposing, that the personalized home planning can help you to achieve that. If you don't take care, your funds can lose its value and you will not be able to get a place to lay your head when you go on retirement. We don't want that for anyone. And we also know that if you go on retirement, the things we've done over the past years have taught us that people spend a lot of money when you go on retirement on their health. And it's very, very, very expensive to take care of your health. That is when all the complications come in. And we don't want that for any of our scheme members. So your pension funds should be available, should be liquid, so that you'll be able to use those funds in order to take care of your health. And we're actually working on another health product, which I think we'll touch on when we come to your doorstep through the financial planning. The last thing I'd like to touch on is the Achieve Payroll. I know a lot of our scheme members have signed on to the Achieve Payroll and are enjoying all the services. When we started and we introduced it 2 years ago, people were doubting whether it is actually free. And I can say on authority that for those that have been on the payroll, over 1,000 companies can attest to the fact that it's absolutely free. So today, if you are running your own business, you're a scheme member, you run your own business, and you need a software to run your payroll, to pay your SNIT, your taxes, as well as all your tier 2 and tier 3, if even your employees want to sign up to, let's say, an insurance or something, the Achieve Payroll helps you to be able to facilitate that. I think when Judy was talking, he mentioned about how you can even access your pay slip on the Achieve app. Yes, this is because the Achieve Payroll is able to help you to do that. And this is the value that we are bringing to you. We are not just interested in managing your money, we are interested in giving you value. And this is what we are bringing to your doorstep. So if you're an entrepreneur, please just pick up your phone, call on any of the lines displayed on your screen, and we'll come to you and sign you up on the Achieve Payroll. I'd like to end by saying that if you're interested in our home product, you're interested in our loan product, there are links that have been dropped at the chat box. Please make sure you click on them, all right, so that a salesperson or an advisor can get to you and have a detailed conversation with you. Thank you very much. I think I'll pause here and we'll have more goodies for my scheme members.
Great, I'm spellbound. We'll take one last thing from Judy and then we'll wrap up and go for Q&A.
Okay, so quickly before we go, I want to take advantage of this opportunity to encourage our customers who have changed their contact information, the phone numbers and the email addresses. Please do what, come and get in touch with customer service. Let us update your records with your current contact information so that when we send out invitations for some of these events, such as Customer Service Week, when we organize them, you'll be able to receive the invitations and join us on the road. And on that, let me thank the people who made time, our customers, scheme members, Petra Advantage and Petra Opportunity scheme members who made time to join us during Customer Service Week celebration last year. In October, first week of October, we will be at it again. Let me invite you all to join us in our office. We have special financial advisory sessions that we hold for our customers and goodies for you. So make time, make a date with us and join us in October first week for Customer Service Week celebration. Thank you.
Thank
Sarah.
you, Judy. You have both left me spellbound and smiles because the things really you have been both bearers of very, very good news. I mean, giving people a chance to have financial planning and retirement. And as Kennedy mentioned, if you're interested in your contact person, you can reach out to your relationship managers and officers to organize this for you, to empower your people with knowledge on how to manage their monies. Again, you talked about the fact that there's a drive to get you into a house quickly. Maybe you're saying you have your own house and you don't need it, but truly, homes are an asset, so you can actually get it and rent it. Christmas is coming, that could be your Airbnb sort of business. Instead of redeeming your money and then going to use it to actually buy the land and all those litigation and having land guards chase you, there's a drive to ensure that you get into a house quickly with your tier 2 and tier 3 funds, cutting away down payments, giving you as low as 20.9% per annum, and a wide array of issuers, all banks, all financial institutions you can choose from. So this has really been good news and I cannot wait. And then again, he did mention that if you don't even have the ability to get it today, there's a financial advisor that can be assigned to you to help you with a plan to ensure that in the next 3, 5, 10 years, you can move into your own home and become your own homeowner and then have some swag to that. So I've really enjoyed speaking to you guys. And we're going to go for a quick break. Please leave your questions. We're coming to the Q&A session where you can ask us anything you want and we'll be so happy to answer them. And then we'll draw back and circle back to the trustees and have the closing remarks, and then we'll call it a day. Do stay tuned.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
We wake up and we are young. We have time. We say. Then, here comes the 20s and the 30s. We are married, baby number 1 arrives, and 2, oh no, nothing saves, still struggling hand to mouth. And then, one day we wake up and 60 is here. And nothing's been achieved.
Don't get caught in the cycle. Take your first step to a secured financial future with Petra. Call Petra today for your free advisory session on 024 243 5037. Petra, achieve more.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
Thank you for staying with us. We are drawing towards the end, and we're glad you have held on with us from the beginning. Just to remind you that this is the Petra Scheme Members Conference 2023, also the annual general meeting of the Petra Advantage, which is the Tier 2, and the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme, which is a Tier 3 pension scheme. So we're going to go quickly on to the questions that we received as the webinar was going on, and we'll be addressing them appropriately as we promised. So first question, and that's to you, Yvonne. How will the DDEP affect our funds within the pension scheme?
Thank you very much, Mr. or Mrs. or Miss Customer who shared this question, and thank you for the question, Sarah. So I'd like to give a bit of a background to the DDEP that affects pension funds. So the government is basically saying that for the current bonds that we hold in the schemes, they will not be able to pay us as and when they are due. So they would want to engage us in some sort of exchange where they'll be giving us a set of bonds which gives them the ability to actually pay us as and when the coupons and the overall principal amounts or face values are due. So with this offer to pension schemes and funds, we are looking at exchanging all of the bonds that we hold for a set of 2 new bonds. One will be maturing in 2027 and then the other in 2028. The coupons or the interest on these bonds for the 2027 bond is 8.35% and for the 2028 bond is 8.5%. In addition to that, they recognize that, when they came with similar proposals in the past, we vehemently pushed back because it was not giving us enough value for the new bonds that we're going to get. So they decided to add some sweetness to the deal. Major or the biggest of which is a scrip coupon, whereby besides these coupons of 8.35 and 8.5 that we'll be getting on these 2 new bonds, we'll also be receiving an additional 10% coupons or interest on these bonds. So immediately on the exchange, when we look at the schemes that we have, that's the Tier 2 Petra Advantage and the Tier 3 Petra Opportunity, we will not be losing value. Nobody is going to make any losses from the exchange of their bonds. However, the only limitation is the fact that because now the payments is going to be spread from now to 27 and 28, there's the possibility, not just for us, but for any other pension scheme, for them to have issues with raising enough cash to take care of any withdrawals or liabilities of the schemes. But once again, I'm here to let you understand and to know. I think I mentioned that earlier during my submission, that we've already catered to that as well. We put together some liquidity arrangements besides giving the liquidity strategies that we are employing in this case to ensure that as and when people need it, they can be able to get it. Besides that, we are also looking at ways of maximizing returns as well, so that even though what's expected is for the pension funds to not grow at a much quicker pace that we've seen in the past, we'll be seeing these schemes, that's the Petra Advanced and Petra Opportunity pension schemes, grow at an appreciable return. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that extensive answer. And we're moving on to the next question, which says that what investment opportunities do you have for Ghanaians living abroad and willing to contribute to pensions in Ghana? Kennedy, if you could help us.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And greetings to all our diasporas who are investing with us. So yes, we have investment opportunities. We have investment products that that Ghanaians or even expats living abroad can invest in. The first thing is that you can actually sign up to the Achieve app and invest in any of our products, whether DigiSave or setting goals on whatever that you want to achieve with the investment. We also have the dollar-denominated Eurobond also on the Achieve app that you can actually sign on. And as Judy also indicated, if you want to buy treasury bill from outside the country, you can also buy it through the Achieve app. All right. Most importantly, if you want to, maybe you are a bit, should I say confused, or you are not certain on what to do, right? We have advisors who you can get in touch with and can have conversation with, so they can guide you through in terms of what you can invest in. It's amazing that you can actually even buy insurance through a brokerage firm, through the advisors. All right. So, and you can do all this by getting the right information. So if you want to know more, aside all the products that I've mentioned, please call our line, which has been displayed at the chat box, so that we can link you to an advisor to have further conversation with you.
Great. And you mentioned insurance, so that's also another addition
exactly
that people can benefit from. So Judy, what's the earliest a member can access their Tier 2 and Tier 3?
People are eager.
Very eager.
Okay, so the law outlines several conditions under which a member can access their funds. So I'll start by looking at Tier 2. I think Tier 2 start from when you're 60 years and attain the statutory retirement age. You could also decide voluntarily to retire for different reasons at 55 years, at which point there's a whole process for retirement. Whenever you decide on any of these grounds, you can speak to customer service and we'll guide you through the process. An individual may also decide to retire at the age of 50, an early retirement for Tier 2. Likewise, there's a whole process that involves the labor office that's outlined there. So you would have to go through it, get a certificate showing that you are not employed, and show it as proof. It will be forwarded directly to the NPR and they then to Petra before you can redeem your funds. When it comes to Tier 3 though, the conditions, what I've stated earlier still holds. There's a statutory retirement at 60 where you withdraw your money without incurring any tax on it. The 15% withholding tax does not apply at retirement. So it's great to save your money in the long term towards that. Then we have the voluntary retirement grounds as well at 55 where you get to withdraw also without the tax implication. However, before that, the law allows an individual to also withdraw their money at any point in time in Tier 3, provided your company vesting rules also allow it. You can withdraw the money. However, if that withdrawal is made before the 10-year tax exempt period, you will pay a withholding tax of 15% because when you're making Tier 3 contributions, you enjoy less income tax, and that's part of the funds that go for you. So we encourage individuals or our scheme members to save for the long term and try as much as possible not to withdraw their funds before retirement.
All right. I'm going to stay on you again just for clarity because this is a related question. He says, hello, if I want to stop contributing to pension because I don't want to work again, can I close my account and withdraw what's due me before attaining 55 years?
So like I mentioned earlier, if it's Tier 2, the law allows you to withdraw your funds before, but there's a whole process you have to go through that to do that. The thing is, if it's not necessary, we'll encourage you not to do that. I've mentioned all the conditions that the law specifies for an individual to access their funds. Like he said, when you're 50, you can, but very likely you don't get to enjoy all the accrued benefits that you would have enjoyed if you had saved your money till you're 55 or 60 even. So if you don't have immediate need for it, consider other income options rather than coming for your pensions benefits.
And we're going to stay on you again for the last one. It says, can I have access to the Achieve app if Petra is not the fund manager of Tier 2 and Tier 3?
Well, the good news, as we have been showing all along, is yes. The Achieve app is not for Petra scheme members only. It's free and available for all. You can always download it on the Google Play Store or Apple Store. Anyone can access it. There's no charge. You don't pay any fee for downloading it. You don't have to be a Petra scheme member. Anyone can download the Achieve app and enjoy all the goodies.
Thank you, Judy. Can I transfer my Tier 2 balance to Tier 3, Kennedy?
Wow.
Mixing and matching.
So I think before I go on that, let me just touch on one of the things that Judy addressed, just to add on. So if, for example, you are working with an organization and you want to go and do your own thing, right? You can actually move your Tier 2 funds under the company's umbrella to an individual account. All right, so that whenever maybe you are ready to go back to the corporate world or even with your own business, you want to set it up and pay a Tier 2, it can be moved into the company, the new company that you are working with. The same thing applies to the Tier 3. If you don't have need for the funds, as Judy is saying, and you want to keep it whilst you go and, what they call side hustle, right? You can actually do that. It can help you create a savings booster scheme. Savings booster account. They will move the funds in there so that your funds can continue to grow for you before you have need for it, you come for it. All right. Now to the substantive question, you can't move your funds from Tier 2 to Tier 3. There are different schemes. All right. Tier 2 is what we call the occupational pension scheme, and Tier 3 is the voluntary scheme, either provident fund or a personal pension scheme. So they are different. You can't move funds from Tier 2 to Tier 3, all right, unless maybe you've gone on retirement and you are getting your Tier 2 scheme, Tier 2 funds, and you want to invest it. That is when maybe we can help you to invest into a savings booster scheme, all right, but you can't move the funds between those two schemes.
Okay, so I think because repetition breeds permanence. There's another question very related which you've already answered, but let's just explain for people. So, please, can you explain the difference between tier 2 and tier 3 benefits, features, limitations?
So, basically, tier 2, as I indicated earlier, is what we call the mandatory pension scheme, all right? And with the new Pension Act, the name given is occupational pension scheme. I'm sure for those of us that we are aware, when we were working before the new Pensions Act, we knew what we call the 17.5, which was being paid to SNET, right? So the component of that, which used to be 5% being deducted from your salary, basic salary, now was increased to 5.5. So if you check your payslip, you realize that it's 5.5 that has been deducted from your account, and your company adds on 13%. That has not been, they don't deduct it from your salary, your base salary, it's being added on. So the total of 18.5 is what we call the mandatory contributions, where 5% goes into tier 2 and the 13.5 goes into tier 1, which is SNET. All right. And the tier 3 is what we call the voluntary pension scheme, where the law has given you the room to contribute as high as 16.5 of your income, all right, towards a tier 3 scheme. It can be through a provident fund or a personal pension scheme, what we call the savings booster. All right, so that is the difference. One is voluntary, one is mandatory. By the end of the day, all of them are geared towards retirement, subject to the conditions that Judy indicated for the tier 3.
Great. We'll stay on you a bit more before we come to Yvonne for a very interesting question. So, Ken, someone is asking, even though I'm eligible for the 10-year anniversary withdrawal exemption, would you recommend I keep my funds invested in the tier 3 scheme? I've been listening, I would say emphatically yes, but let's have the experts answer that for you.
All right, so well, I also agree with you that it has to be, you don't need to come for your funds. But let me also not to be quick to, for someone who has a need for the funds. If you have a need for the funds, all right, you don't withdraw money that you think you need. You have to withdraw money that you actually need. All right, so before you decide whether you want to come for your funds or not, ask yourself what you're going to use the funds for. All right, those are the things that through our financial planning will actually help you to make a decision. We've had countless of people who have met, and because their unions and their management have given the room to take the money, they come in for the money and later ask, oh, please, can I put the money back somewhere and all that. You understand? So we don't want you to get there. So yes, it is not, you don't need to rush to come for your funds if you don't have need for it. What we can say is that if you want to decide to withdraw, speak to an advisor, all right, and let us guide you through what the options that you have that you can use your funds for, so that you don't withdraw and put it in your account. And if your money stays a day in your account, you're actually losing value. That's what it means. So some people will say that I'm just keeping in my account so that I know that my money is there. When I get alerts, you know, from my bankers, I know that I have money. But it's a very easier way of you losing value. All right.
Thank you very much. Now, Yvonne, someone doesn't trust government bonds any longer. So they're asking, will the scheme still be investing in Government of Ghana bonds after the debt exchange?
Thank you very much for the question, Sarah. So I will approach this question in two ways. The first one is going to look at the person's concern when it comes to risk, and then the second one will be looking at strategy. So when it comes to risk, every single investment comes with risk. I think earlier this week I mentioned how 3, 4, 5 years ago, when someone tells you that, oh, do you want to buy government bonds or government treasury bills, you'd be very eager to buy. But now when someone comes to you, you'd actually ask a couple of questions before you actually part with your funds, if you would want to actually participate in that. Government securities have always been risk-free in inverted commas, because they haven't been 100% risk-free. They come with some additional elements of risk. The height of which we've seen here in Ghana, where now we are going through all of these conversations on DDP and the likes. Even when you look at other markets outside of Ghana, so other countries' government securities, they also come with risk as well. Maybe because it's not as heightened as we are seeing it here, maybe their risk will be about 99%. Their risk-freeness will be about 99%. But right now, I think for Ghana, it depends on whoever that's addressing, some may say 0, some may say 50, some may say 70, and everybody has their subjective view on the risk when it comes to government securities. So the key is in finding a partner that you know knows their stuff, knows their worth, and is suitable and is prepared and has the expertise to properly manage your funds. With us at Petra, we have a wide network of fund managers as well, besides my team. So we work hand in hand with the fund managers to ensure that all investments that are taken or purchased or sold for the schemes come with the least risk associated with it. We also have some direction as well to form our investment and risk management committee. Our regulator, I think we saw one of the representatives from our regulator, NPRA, come here. In their wisdom, actually instituted the investment and risk management committees 2 years back. And I think it was they being proactive because, I mean, who knew we'll be here today? And the need for such committees would have actually arisen. So we have their direction as well when it comes to the investments that we make for the schemes as well. So when it comes to risk, you need to be looking at the partner that you're dealing with, because on your own, you may not be able to take up that risk or be able to have the full information on it. But when you deal with partners like us who have the expertise and the knowledge and the network to be able to actually invest properly while managing the risk as well for you, it actually comes into benefit you in the long run. On strategy, I'm going to continue from the conversation on risk. I did bring it to the risk first. So on strategy, sometimes a little risk is also taken, but it's not just any foolish risk. It's always calculated risks. When it comes to government bonds, I think per the memorandum that was shared on the domestic debt exchange, the government is not going to issue any bonds up until 2026. However, if during this period we see some arbitrage opportunity where we can be able to purchase or sell any of these government bonds, we'll definitely take advantage of it. So that is not to say that we are going to stay away fully, but if there's an opportunity for quickly making some appreciable gains on actually entering into purchasing some government bonds and selling at a later time, we definitely will take that advantage.
That's great. I think there's a lot of research backing this, and as you said, arbitrage opportunities. So there's caution proceeding when it comes to government securities and on this front. Final question, Kennedy says that, please, can you help me understand how someone can get a home through your financial planning?
Okay, so thank you very much, Sarah. And I'm glad this gives me a lot of encouragement that people are ready to acquire homes, right? The first thing is that there's a link at the drop at the chat box. You can click on it and you express your interest through that platform. Then a sales person or an advisor will get in touch and speak with you on the options available. Because obviously we need to understand the number of things that we need to understand before we make a decision. But let me just use the opportunity to also touch on some of the processes. All right, so when you declare your intent, the first thing that we'll do is that we'll look at your assets that you have. So for example, your tier 2, maybe you have 20,000 in there. Tier 3, you have, let's say, 50,000. That's together you have what, 70,000, right? So that is the total asset you have under your pension scheme. And as part of declaring your intent, I'm sure it will come with the type of home that you want, right? Maybe you want 6 bedroom, 4 bedroom, 3 bedroom. It's fine to dream, and it's fine to have that goal, all right? That's why we are there. We want to help you to achieve that. Then we'll get a cost of the house, what you want. So when we get a cost from the developer, then we will understand, for example, maybe let's say it's 500,000 and you have 70,000. Obviously there is a gap. So how then do we able to help you to bridge that gap? Can we do that now? We factor in the timeline. Can we do that within, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, 15 years, 10 years, or even instantly? It could be that it could be instant, because maybe you have funds somewhere, seated somewhere that you don't have use for it, all right? So we can actually guide you through to help you to acquire the home quicker than, maybe standardize, all right, for your benefit. Then the last bit of it is that the developers are a buffet of developers. So it comes with different requirements. So based on your own interest, some of them have properties as Oyarifa, Pokwase. So depending on where you like to do your movement, we make those available, then you choose. You understand? So this process that I'm speaking to can even take like a month. Right? That is how come it's good for you to declare the intention, no matter how much you have in your as a balance. You have to declare the intention now. There's a second bit of it when the decision has been made and the house, we know the house you can acquire. Now your affordability is very key. That is how much do you earn that can pay this disposable income that you have that can pay the mortgage if you acquire a mortgage as part of your financing. You understand? So we need to go through all that process in order for us not to burden you, because your daily expenses also has to continue to run. The practical example I can give is that just somewhere in December, one of the guys that we contacted one of the scheme members we contacted in October through our financial planning, who was expressing interest in their homes. He was very much interested. Apparently, he didn't give us full information, but he had some disposable income, some money seated in some accounts with a bank. And somewhere in November during the World Cup, group of friends, were encouraging that they go and watch some of the matches. He didn't have need for it when we met him in October, but less than a month, he took the money and blew it at Qatar and came back and was asking how he can achieve the home, as we talked about a month ago. You understand? So you can, once you have money on you, there will be need for it. That's how come you need to take the decision now and let us help you secure the future that you want before you touch your funds.
Okay. Judy, you'd like to add something?
Yes, on the e-zone solution, I think in the contact center when we started rolling out, one of the questions that we received is on people who have existing mortgages, and given the high interest rates that we are currently experiencing, whether they can refinance, that solution is very much available. So if you have an existing mortgage that is too expensive for you and you want to look at refinancing options, get in touch with us. Our partners are willing to engage and offer a better solution.
So not just actually acquiring the home, but if you have an existing mortgage and you're looking at refinancing, if the rates are killing you, that can be done. You can have a conversation with Petra. Thank you so much, Yvonne, Head of Portfolio Management here at Petra. Thank you, Kennedy Smith, Head of Institutional Business, Pensions, and Judy Chinui as well, here from Head of Customer Experience, for all the great things that you've shared with us. We'll be drawing the curtains to the Q&A session. Go for a break, and when we come back, you meet the trustees. We'll take the AOBs and the closing remarks, and we'll call it a day. Please don't go away.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
We wake up and we are young. We have time, we say. Then, here comes the 20s and the 30s. We are married, baby number 1 arrives, and 2, oh no, nothing saves those struggling hand to mouth. And then, one day we wake up and 60 is here. And nothing's been achieved.
Don't get caught in the cycle. Take your first step to a secured financial future with Petra. Call Petra today for your free advisory session on 024-243-5037.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242-435-037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Welcome back. It's been a beautiful almost 2 hours here at the Petra Nexus office, Airport West, Jolu. And finally, we are at the close of the annual general meeting for 2022. We appreciate the time that you have spent with us to listen to all the various speakers, educate you on what has gone on in the scheme last year. We have the trustees back here and we'll be taking some final remarks from the trustees to you, dear members, before we take the closing remarks. So to my immediate right, we have Mr. Erigotu, and he will share a few words with us.
Thank you, Sarah. Good afternoon. And we appreciate the trust that you have in us to be trustees, and also for the company Petra, you being customers of the company. Like we've discussed this afternoon or earlier today, it's been a difficult time for all of us starting last year, 2022. However, we try to look at it from a balanced point of view. Whenever there are challenges like that, you also have to try and look at the opportunities that those challenges present. And that is the balanced view that we are trying to maintain. We are doing our very best, and we take our responsibilities and our roles here in managing the funds as trustees. We take that very seriously, and we're working really closely with all the key stakeholders, the administrator, the fund managers, and all that support to ensure that your funds are properly managed. And we continue to do our best. And we also hope that you stick with us through these challenging times while we come up with new opportunities and initiatives to even create more returns for your funds. So we wish all of everyone, including you, the very best.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to the chairman of the trust board for both the Tier 2 and the Tier 3 schemes here at Petra, Mr. Chris Hammond, to give us his closing remarks.
Thank you, Sarah. So, I think Eric's really covered all the key points. From Petra, perhaps a couple of other areas I'd cover is that, as you've heard on this program today, there are a number of initiatives that we are pursuing that are intended to give our customers a better future, to achieve more. Take advantage of these products. Eric's talked about what we are doing for the scheme in terms of generating returns, but we are doing more than generating returns and providing the basic pension services. We are looking at your financial well-being across the board, and for corporates we are looking at other ways in which we could offer you more. So take advantage of these things, these opportunities. We're talking about loans, we're talking about mortgages, trying to get all of our scheme members into a primary residence, their own houses as soon as possible, one that they'll be happy to call a home. Take advantage of these things. Create a better future for yourself in partnership with us. This would be my parting words. And again, I would add my personal thanks for the trust you have put in us. And on behalf of the board, I would say thank you as well to all of our customers and our clients for the time, for the trust that they have put in us, and continuing time and time again to add on to that trust. We are grateful to you for all of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We'll be jumping Mr. Kweku Berinu because he'll be giving us the final remarks, and we'll go to Mr. Daniel Japini, who earlier I was rechristening as Eric. So Mr. Japini.
So take note of that. It's Daniel. All right, so thank you very much. I think that and I want to believe that our customers have really enjoyed the conference. And I believe their questions have been answered and they are okay. We all know that it's been a very difficult, or if you like, difficult times. But like Eric and Chris have already said, we are also doing everything possible to make sure that our customers or our clients will never be worse off. Let's continue to engage. I believe that our doors are open. Anytime you don't understand anything, please come around and let's discuss. And together we will churn out very good returns for our customers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Japini.
Yes.
And finally, our independent trustee will give us the closing remarks, and then we will call it a day. Mr. Kwekubiri.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. This has been a very intensive, very educative, and also a very positive dimension to the lives of both the trustees and to the beneficiaries. Indeed, as several speakers have said, the period has been very challenging. But I think, for me in life, and particularly for people like our beneficiaries, when you have challenging times, it's also a time for opportunities and a time to be very positive in looking at your future. And I think Petra is one such place that you can entrust your pension schemes, your future schemes to. And I believe that, listening to the speakers, the technical speakers, you can see that this is an organization that is growth-oriented. We don't sit down, we don't wait. We move ahead and we anticipate and we look at the expectations of our beneficiaries. And I believe that our beneficiaries, even though the interest rates do not compare to the treasury bill rates, they are the best that you can have in the industry. And also looking at the fact that from the various presentations that have been made, you can see that even though, these are a period of times when everybody is thinking about shying away from pensions, this particular scheme, the pension trust has shown a period of growth, which shows the dynamism and the initiative growth-oriented prospects of the people in it. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our beneficiaries, and I expect that, looking forward at our next meeting, you will see more such growth within the organization. And I also like to thank the administrators, particularly Chris and his team, for the initiative and for the very, uplifting and inspiring work that they have done. I believe that, without them, it might be difficult for us to be sitting here this time, talking about the accolades that we are sharing. And so, I also like to thank, as I'm saying, the beneficiaries for their trust that they have reimposed into us. And I also like to thank my fellow trustees. Even though I'm supposed to be the policeman, I think they're more of the policemen than me. And I believe that, going forward, we'll keep to what we are supposed to be doing. And I think we should also extend, a note of appreciation to the regulators, because without them, I'm sure some of us will be wayward. But I think their supervisory role has also played a very key role in terms of putting us on the right track. So all in all, I also like to thank the moderator. You've done a very excellent job.
Thank you.
Yes, very much. And you've kept to the time limits to which is very encouraging. And I also like to thank the technicians and those in the background and everybody who is taking part in making this, I believe, a very successful engagement. So with that, I think we can bring this session to a close, and we look forward, maybe not to only one engagement with our beneficiaries, but probably going forward we could have some kind of midterm engagements with them and listen to them more. Understood. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And thank you all for joining us. And I can say I speak for all the members who are listening to also congratulate the trustees on a good job done, because it was a difficult year, as they have said. And although you're seeing Tier 2 returns around 16% averagely, and Tier 3 for last year around 8%, a lot of work has gone in. And also to thank every single person that passed through today to share messages with us as members on how the schemes has fared. From the trustees, you hear that we're going to be taking a balanced approach. There are several products and services that we're looking for both customers and also for corporates to benefit from. And also from Mr. Japan, you would not be worse off. So that is the hope that you have, that while you're with Petra, you're not going to be worse off when it comes to your investments. And finally, as the independent trustee said, challenging times call for people to reinvent and grow. And just like the eagle, Petra here, we soared through those times and we could not have made it without you. My name is Sarah Hai, and from Airport West, Jawulu, 113 Airport West, Petra Nexus office, it's a goodbye from us here. We're hoping to see you next year for next year's AGM, and we know that we are hopeful that everything we report in this year next year, you'll be so delighted about it. We'd like to keep the conversation interactive, so from here, do use the links or call our office or pass by, and we'll be available to assist you. Do have a lovely business day. Goodbye.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.